let's try this.
Error code 0x3429.
Wait a second. Here, let's just unplug this. Put some heat on here.
Image quality unacceptable.
Oh, right, the lens. Here, just grab this. There we go. How's that?
Repair complete.
I mean, it was a pretty tricky thing, a little cracked solder joint. Those are hard to find. But we had the tools, we had the knowledge, we had the skills. So what's the camera for anyway?
All support bay activities logged for quality assurance, engineering data, and training operations.
So it's like a show?
Orbital Support Station 309 provides creative support to the planet from low Earth orbit.
Oh, it's totally a show.
Negative. All support bay activities logged for quality assurance, engineering data, and training operations.
Totally. So, welcome to my show. My name's Bill, and let's see, what could I tell you about? Well, actually, I don't know if you can see, but I'm in space. That's pretty cool, right? I bet you I could tell you how I got up here. That'd be interesting. So one day, right, I was walking across the desert, and
Incoming support request received. Initiate support
just a
mode.
second. So anyway, I was super thirsty, and I found this cave. So
Life support. Offline.
Hey, come on, I was just
Power
trying to...
diverted to essential systems. Oxygen, 97.6%.
All right. So...
And falling.
What do you want me to do?
Initialize support mode.
Well, can I at least get some coffee first?
Coffee system activated.
Wait a second, you mean to tell me that coffee's an essential system, but life support isn't? Makes sense. Support mode, initialized. Creative support, this is Bill.
I tried that. I still can't hear it. No, do you read me?
Steve?
It's Steve 1194.
Steve!
No, I know what it is. Okay, you suggest
Videoscope activated.
Hey!
What's going on, man?
Same old. Holding the lab together with, fingers crossing and duct tape always.
And my superior intelligence.
Here's what I'm working on. A music video, side-scroll video game concept using stop motion.
Oh, okay.
So I've got my Arduino with a CNC shield on top.
Right.
And I've got 4 slots for stepper motors. So
Okay.
I've got one driver in there now, and here's just a quick little example. I mean, this is my windmill. I can move it with the stepper motor. Yeah, so anyway, what I'm trying to do is to get this stepper motor concept into this USB-powered fan that I ripped out of a little laptop stand. And all I want it to do is just step, 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 step. So
Yeah. So the motor in that fan, though, isn't a stepper motor. So can we disassemble the fan and put one in there, you think?
No, we can't disassemble it. I need this.
The fan must remain intact.
Just to be a fan for, other things down the line.
Right.
I just want to use it as is.
And it doesn't need to be exact, as long as it bumps forward a little bit.
Yeah, as long as it bumps forward any amount that's reasonable,
Yeah, I could prototype something and send you down a solution. Wait. I can do that, right? I can send him a solution from here?
Affirmative. Data link established.
Cool.
Cool, very
Right.
cool, but still inferior to me. Human, song deadline approaching.
I mean, already?
Affirmative. Lab decommissioning.
Sorry, Bill.
Imminent.
You know, once in a while, Dave does actually have a good point, and we're under a pretty tight deadline. So, talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye. I love those guys. That was Steve Dukeheart. Steve's a musician and a video maker based in Los Angeles.
Come travel with me. Come travel with me. There's a moment frozen impossibly in a picture of you between the earth and sky. Accept my rule or else you're all going to die.
Oh, come
on.
No.
I
knew it.
What I
knew you were gonna do that.
So
Why?
Steve's a good friend of mine, so I really want to help him out.
Request fulfilled. Supply bin 16, Echo.
Cool. Awesome. Everything we need's in here. We have an Arduino. We have a CNC shield that goes on top. Stepper motor driver. Stepper motor. That's cool. Oh. Even a little USB fan. And all kinds of other wires and other components we can use. Awesome. Wait, where did this come from?
Montage sequence activated.
So I started by recreating Steve's setup. Here we have a stepper motor connected to a CNC shield that sits atop an Arduino microcontroller. I connected it to the Dragon Frame stop motion software and put some zip ties on the motor to represent Steve's windmill. As you can see, everything is working normally so far. Now the mission is to give Steve the ability to have his USB fan move forward just a little bit every time an animation frame is captured. We can control 4 motors with this setup, but they have to be stepper motors, like our windmill here. The challenge is that a USB fan contains a non-stepper motor, which is controlled in a completely different way. So we'll have to figure out a hardware solution and write some code. For the hardware, the simplest solution would be to turn the USB fan on and off really quickly. To handle that, we'll use a relay and connect it to an unused data pin on the Arduino microcontroller. Here's the hardware plan. We'll separate the CNC shield from the Arduino and lay out our relay, USB connector, 5-volt USB power supply, and USB fan. I took a look at the existing code that Dragon Frame uses to control the windmill. I discovered that pin number 12 was unused. With a multimeter, I figured out where pin 12 enters the CNC shield and traced it to a pin header labeled SPN-EN. This will be the pin that controls the relay and the USB fan. We'll connect the SPN-EN pin to the IN terminal on the relay. We'll also power the relay off of the CNC shield's 5-volt and ground pins. Next, we'll connect the 5-volt positive wire to the normally open terminal, abbreviated NO, and then run the COM terminal to the positive side of the USB port. The ground of the USB port is connected to the ground of the 5-volt power supply. The final step is to simply plug in the USB fan. Now, let's get the software side of this thing going. I searched the web and found some Arduino code samples that showed how to control that pin number 12 we identified earlier. That pin can be set to either a high or low value using code. After some testing, I found that a pulse of 20 milliseconds is the sweet spot for this fan. The final step is to now add some code that actually triggers pin 12 to pulse when the DragonFrame animation software moves the windmill. I searched through the code and found a section called Process Go Position. This is where DragonFrame tells the windmill what position to move to. I thought this would be a good place to inject some code to pulse pin number 12 and move the USB fan. Opening DragonFrame and capturing a test animation shows that it works. Every time the windmill moves, the USB fan steps forward.
Montage complete.
Well, all right. I think this solution is going to work really well for Steve, and I can't wait to see the video he makes. So what do you say we bundle this up and send it on down to Steve?
Transmission complete. Life support online.
Awesome. So now what? Well, I suppose I could finish the story I started to tell earlier. So where was I? Oh, so I was walking across the desert, right?